All right, so Gen Z is betting on more than just their favorite teams. Some young investors are now turning to sports betting as a way to build wealth. With the NFL season just weeks away, we're looking at why experts say that could be a risky financial game plan. Here to talk about it, financial planner Derek Williams. What's happened? So sports betting is invested now?
So unfortunately, 26% of Gen Z is now looking at sports betting as a part of their retirement plan.
Oh.
So last year,
Risky.
the legal sports betting, not all 50 states allow it, was 116 billion. So this market just continues to grow and grow. And you also saw 26% of those people also take out money that was meant for maybe retirement or long-term investing towards sports betting. So what we're seeing, and I think we see this a lot with...
Wait, so they're taking their money out of their retirement and using that to bet?
Yeah, so instead of actually, there's twofold. So one, instead of them using it for the long-term investing, and then two, we actually have seen people, take money out of, their actual retirement plans, to fund, this sports gambling.
Oh, is that something you would advise?
No, absolutely not. I think it focuses on Gen Z is what we've seen. And so I think with, the Bitcoin craze of, okay, I can, put some money in and maybe make, 10 to 20% in the day. Same thing with, maybe the GameStop, craze and some of these meme coins. Right. So a lot of people see this as, okay, I'm going to make a lot of money really quick in, a couple of days or maybe within a couple hours. So that's the thing with sports gambling, right, is, you can maybe put, money on a team and, have that profit within a couple hours. So a lot of people are seeing this as a way to get ahead, but also, it's not the long-term investing that we're used to seeing of, people putting money in their 401k and it's slowly growing over years. But you see kind of this, lack of patience. And I think people are looking for that, kind of get rich quick scheme.
Right. I think sometimes people see someone else, it worked for somebody one time, two times, and then they're like, oh, maybe it's going to work for me. So maybe they're not really weighing all the risks. If somebody does have $50 to $100 that they want to grow, what should they do instead of doing that?
Yeah, I'll start here first is, gambling is a thing. It's here. It already is here. It's going to continue to grow. Sure. So I think, just be responsible about it. But then two, to your question, I think if, you want to, save for the long term, I think it starts with, creating some sort of budget. I've talked about 401ks on this a lot. I love 401ks just because in your retirement plan, you put that $50 away, you don't even think about it. Right. And then hopefully a year later, you're like, oh, okay, I made a little bit of money versus, if you put money on the, Falcons, they blow a lead, your money's gone versus, the market, if it goes down like it did, in 2020 during COVID, it still has time to, come back up. So even if you have, a little bit of Reddit, you have some time to recover by, investing long term. So that's where I would start is, that budget as well as like looking into retirement plans or other savings vehicles.
Now, to be fair to these folks, I do understand times is crazy. So, people are probably just like, what can I do to get my money right?
Yeah, no, like I said, I think
gotta be responsible.
You're seeing as a kind of a lack of patience of, okay, if I could put money on the Saints for them to win the day and bank $50 and get ahead, then, why
That's
not?
risky.
So. But again, there's definitely a risk. There's a risk to all investing, though. So.
There is. All right, well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for letting us know about this Gen Z and sports betting that I had not heard about until today. So you can head to WWLTV.com if you want to learn more. Peyton Malone,